The government. It loves you and wants to keep you safe and well. It even wants to make paying taxes, fines, and court costs easier for you. How? Well, you'll need to meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So, there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?" Oops-a-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government. Did you know that whenever you register something, you are handing over title to the person you register it with? That's right. Whenever you register something with the government, they assume it belongs to them. Registered your car? Super! Now you are the registered keeper of your vehicle, and the government can crush it when you don't pay your, straw man's taxes. Expecting a new bundle of joy? Well then you need to register your little darling with a birth certificate. Then they can start the process all over again and create a new straw man for your little one. Isn't that great? So when Junior grows up, he'll be able to generate revenue just like you have. When you notify on your baby by signing the birth certificate, your child becomes a ward of state, and if the government doesn't like what you're doing, they'll assume it's okay to take the child away, or make new rules for things they don't like. Not enough school? Smacking your child? Shouting too loudly? Then it's off to social services for the little one. When you get a bill, it's sent to you, but belongs to your straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead, and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man, so you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would. Confused? Well, don't worry. The government doesn't want you to know anyway. If you knew, you'd stop paying things like council tax and parking tickets. Because when you go to court, you are representing your straw man. You are you, alive and made of flesh and blood. Your straw man, or legal personality, is a piece of paper created from your birth certificate. And you think it's you. What a silly Billy. Would you like to know more? Well then go over to tpuc.org. Get up, get informed, and get real.
Hello and welcome to commonlawcourt.com. As you can see here, we have logged into our account and are currently on the home page. And once you've done that, what we're going to do now today is click onto the Deeds option. And once you've selected Deeds, you can see here if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you have a new option available. And that is to obtain a common law court passport and your opportunity to purchase one. So if you select this here, it then directs you to the appropriate page and gives you a full explanation as to what the passport is about. Now, basically, it confirms your standing as a living man or a living woman, and also when it does so, it confirms your right to travel freely. And having done that, if you scroll down to the bottom here, it basically confirms that your passport has been set up under the common law court system. However, what we've also done is register it through the Universal Postal Union to protect and confirm your right to travel freely under their rules. And at the bottom here, if you wish to proceed and purchase a common law court passport, you click onto the link here, and then all that's required to do is to fill out the appropriate fields. And now basically it just tells you that if you wish to obtain a passport, you need to complete the form below. You're then required to upload your passport photo and then to make the payment. Now pay attention, this is really important. Passport photos will only be accepted if they are head and shoulder shots, and they absolutely must be taken against a white background. And if that is not the case, they will not be accepted. So please make sure the photos you submit are correct. And then once you press add to cart, you will then be required to proceed with the order and make the payment. And now if you do not make the payment, the order will not be processed. Now a point to note is that CLC passports are only available to living men and women and their property, which would be their children. And these individuals must have already established their standing through a declaration of birth with the common law court. And they will have already obtained the required reference number. So what we do then is we're going to enter the required fields, beginning with the name of the individual. And then we enter their date of birth, which would be day, month, and then the year. We then put in the home address here and the postcode. We then put in the name of the country where the individual is based and their email address for contact purposes. You are then required to fill in your birth certificate reference number, and as you can see here, there is an example that will come up once you've highlighted this area. And so your reference number you will have to put in full, and it will consist of BC for birth certificate, / and then a 2-digit number which indicates the year that you made your application, / again, and then a 5 or 6-digit number. You're then required also to enter your fictitious name reference number. And again, an example will come up on this occasion beginning FN for fictitious name, / a 2-digit number, in this case 21, / 12345, for example. And you are required to have recorded both of these and to have obtained both reference numbers in order to be eligible for a common law court passport. And finally, if you click on the last option here, you are required to upload a passport-style photograph, which, as we said earlier, must be good quality, head and shoulders shot and against a white background. And when you do that, you then click on Add to Cart and you will be directed to the payment page. And now, the payment for a passport, which is for 10 years, is £100 sterling. That's Great British pounds. And then after the 10 years has lapsed, we will obviously offer renewals, which will be available at 50% of the price, which would be £50. However, to obtain your original passport just now will cost £100. And the opportunity to purchase that for the next week or so is through the existing payment system. If you haven't done that in the next week or so, we are changing our current payment system because we are creating our own coin or currency under common law. And once this is up and running, we will only be accepting future payments using this coin. But in the meantime, as we are waiting for this to go live, you can purchase using the usual currency options available. But this will only be for the next week or so. After that, we will only be accepting payment using our own currency. But in the meantime, please feel free to use the standard method of payment and apply for your passport, and it will be issued to you as soon as possible. Thank you for now, and please watch out over the coming days for additional facilities which we will be making available. Goodbye for now. Hello, and welcome to thecommonlawcourt.com. Today we're going to show you how to complete the form for the Proof of Life category. As you can see, you'll have signed into the site here to use it, and you can see we're on the home page, but to complete a form you have to select it from here at the Deeds category. And for the Proof of Life form, if we scroll down here, you can see it's near the bottom on the left hand side. Click on that. It will then take you to the Proof of Life page. Now, the first thing we'll do for the Proof of Life is establish a couple of facts. The Proof of Life page has been set up to confirm the existence of life, and it can only be used by expectant mothers who are carrying a child. Now, the reason that this page has been set up is because we are aware that the state has been removing children from their mothers at birth unlawfully. Now, what they've been doing is turning up at the actual birth and literally removing children there. So what we're doing to protect the children prior to birth as well, we're confirming that the child here, there's a declaration by the mother to confirm that she is carrying a child. And that is confirming that while she's carrying the child, that it's under the authority or jurisdiction of the common law court, and the child is protected. And now if the child goes to full term and the mother gives birth to the child, the intention then is for the mother to register the child's birth with the common law court. And so the state cannot remove the child at birth, it's protected by completing this form. And this is not to be used by anyone else other than the expectant mother, and as an individual you do not require a proof of life form. By already submitting a declaration of your birth with the common law court, you have confirmed that you are living, and therefore that is all that's required. So if we go back to this proof of life form, we've explained why you would do this, and you've confirmed here there's information explains that. But the declaration at the bottom confirms that the state has no authority or jurisdiction over the child, and that until such time that the statutory courts can materially confirm that they have a superior and enduring claim to that of the common law court, which they don't, the enforcement or use of any statutory legislation against the child would be unlawful. So therefore this is the reason for doing this. So, click on the link here and this will take you to the appropriate form. Now, this is just a simple declaration by the mother. Now, what we're going to do here is we have to enter in the first field the name of the child, if decided. Now, bearing in mind if an expectant mother is carrying a child, or if the father's there, the parents, they may not have decided yet on the name of the child. So it doesn't matter. If they have a name, they can enter it here, or if they do not have a name selected, just put into the field here, enter not decided, or not available, or not applicable, or just put none. It doesn't matter, because with the mother we can identify the child with the date of birth. Enter the email address here for contact purposes, and again, because obviously you're carrying a child, it would be confirmed with a doctor, and you will have a due date. And again, it doesn't matter because you very seldom give birth on the actual due date, but enter the due date for the birth of the child. You then enter where the child is going to be born. It could be a town, city, village, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just enter the location for the birth of the child. And again, if it's a home birth, you'll still be resident somewhere, so just enter the area which you are. And then you are required to put the mother's name in, the mother's date of birth, and her home address. And then again, similarly, you are required to put in the father's name, the father's date of birth, and his home address. Now, depending on their agreement or what's happened, the mother may not want the father's details on, and if there is any particular reason for not doing this, they do not have to disclose it. But within the fields here that are marked here with red, for the name and the address, they obviously have to put something in, so if you're not listing the name of the father, just put in either NA for not applicable, or none. And similarly with this here, you have to type in something here, you can't just leave the field blank. So again, type in something, so not applicable or none. Same with the address. Date of birth is not a necessary field, so you don't have to worry about that. And again, because you've done that at the bottom, you then put the name of the individual submitting the information, which would usually be the mother. It can also be the father, if it's the father that's filling this out, because the father will have all of the relevant information. If the father wishes to do it, it's fine. With the consent of the mother, he can fill that out. Once you click submit, you're then given a reference number, which will commence POL, which stands for proof of life. So it's POL / and then the appropriate year, which in this case would be 2022. So POL / 22 / and then your unique reference number. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it's assisted you with filling out this form. If you wish to complete any of the other forms, please access them via the deeds section on the site. And hopefully you've found this useful and are enjoying the site. Goodbye for now.